Hey guys, welcome to Game 1 of the 2014-15 NBA season for the Utah Jazz. In this game, we will be going up against the Los Angeles Clippers on the road in the Staples Center. And the Clippers are a very good team, and behind Jamal Crawford, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, of course. And it's going to be a tough test to beat them, but we have some newly acquired people in the starting lineup with Gary Harris and Chris Bosh, and we also drafted Alex Poythress and Shabazz Napier in the draft, and I am sure this will be a high-scoring game in the Staples Center for the Game 1 of the 2014-15 NBA season. There you can see Blake Griffin's ready to play, and in this game you should look for Trey Burke, Gary Harris, and Derek Favors, mostly our big three, to step up and have a good game. And for them, you have to watch, like I said, Jamal Crawford, Chris Paul, and Blake Griffin. And there you can see the starting lineup with Trey Burke, Gary Harris, Chris Bosh, the newly acquired center, and then Gordon Hayward and Derek Favors, who were on the team last year, who are two young, talented players. And on their team, their backcourt consists of Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford. They have Deion Jordan still at center, Matt Barnes, and Blake Griffin. So the team really didn't change too much from last year. They have their starting lineup is pretty much the same. And there you can see Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan getting ready to play. And let's start off the 2014-15 NBA season. Here to do the tips, it will be DeAndre Jordan and Chris Bosh, and it's about to start any second. And there you can see them two squaring off to get the tip. And the 2014-15 NBA season has started. The Clippers did win the toss. They did score on a couple possessions later, and here's Trey Burke driving. He calls a pick and roll, and he does find Chris Bosh for the dunk to start the season. The first basket, Chris Bosh gets it off the pick and roll, a nice dunk. And here is the vertical. He had a 26.9-inch vertical, and that was presented by Nike. And here Trey Burke, 6-8 still in the first quarter. Gordon Hayward drives and a slam dunk. Nice dunk over two defenders by Gordon Hayward. And now here's Chris Paul coming down the lane. He goes up, gets blocked. Deion Jordan, he misses. And then Trey Burke he finds Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward driving down, and he hits the contested layup to make it a 14-12 ball game. The Clippers still have the lead. Now here's Corey Maggette coming up the court. He finds Gary Harris out of Michigan State, and there he is. His first baskets in the NBA. It was a jump shot off a pick and roll on the weak side of the court. Here's Gary Harris, a nice contested layup to make it 22-19 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Now Corey Maggette gets the rebound. Gary Harris has the ball. He's driving down the court, and he finds Alex Poythress to get his first dunk, and it was a slam dunk. A nice dunk by Alex Poythress. And there's a turnover caused by the Utah Jazz, and now here's CJ Fair on the court with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. He finds a man and in and out on the three. 3 seconds left. Shabazz Napier looking to put up a shot. It is up, and it is no good. So it's a 25-23. Utah Jazz have a 2-point lead over the Los Angeles Clippers at the end of the first quarter. And that's a very good lead for the Jazz, even though they had a bad season last year, and the Clippers were a playoff team last year. And there you can see Blake Griffin starting off the second quarter with a nice layup. And here's Alec Burks. He finds Corey Maggette, and then he finds Alec Burks. Alex Burks, shot clock winding down. He throws it up, and it is good off the fadeaway. Alec Burks with a nice shot. Now, here's Gary Harris. He loses his dribble. He picks it up, and he finds Derek Favors for the nice layup. Good offensive awareness to find Derek Favors by Gary Harris. And here the shot clock going down, blocked. J. Derek gets blocked. And then Gary Harris is going up the court. What is he going to do? And he finds and he hits the nice contested layup. Nice job by Gary Harris. He's got 12 points, 5 for 7 from the field. Here's Chris Paul. He finds Jared Dudley, who finds Byron Mullins. And back to Jared Dudley for a nice layup. Bad defense by the Utah Jazz that they have to recover from that next time. Now here's Gordon Hayward driving, and he kicks it out to Gary Harris, who hits the nice spot. Mid-range shot, my bad, and it's a 47-43 game, and now it's 50-43 on the inbound. Shot clock winding down, 7-6, Gordon Hayward at the top of the key. There's only 20 seconds left in the second quarter. What is he doing? He pulls up for three, and it is good. Gordon Hayward with a nice three-point shot to wind down the second quarter. and the Clippers will get the last shot here. Blake Griffin driving. He's got nowhere to go. He finds CJ Fair, who puts up a shot, and it is no good. And that will be the end of the first half for the first game of the 2014-15 season. And there you could see Doris Burke having a talk with Chris Bosh. And hopefully the Jazz can overcome the deficit and take the lead going into the second half. And that will be good. And I'm sure the second half will be a very good half. And start off, here's Jamal Crawford. He gets blocked by Gordon Hayward, but he gets it back and he puts up a three. And it is good. Jamal Crawford, he's really good in this game, and he was one of the players we had to watch out for. Here's Gordon Hayward, gets the ball. He's got nowhere to go, and he finds Gary Harris for three, and it is good. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is Gary Harris's quarter. The third quarter, he goes off, and there he is with a slam dunk to make it a 5-point deficit. And Gary Harris is just going off, and he's driving away in another contested layup by Gary Harris. He's having himself a hell of a career to start off the game. To start off his career, my bad. And there he is pulling up for long two, and he hits it. Gary Harris will not be stopped, and it's a 1-point deficit for the Utah Jazz. There's Trey Burke on a pick and roll. There's Rudy Gobert. He finds Gary Harris for three, and he hits it. Then the Utah Jazz take the lead. Gary Harris has 29 points to almost end the third quarter. Here's Trey Burke for three. No good. But Blake Griffin, he finds Jared Dudley, who was running down the court. No Utah Jazz man was able to defend him. And now it's a tied ball game, all up at 72. Now Gary Harris, you can see how his icon says he's hot right now. And then here's Trey Burke. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pump fake by Gary Harris. And he drives. And another contested layup hit by Gary Harris. He's wearing the number 23. And he's looking like the old 23 of Michael Jordan. And here's Trey Burke. He finds Derek Favors. And then he finds Brandon Rush, who's driving. But he hits Alex Poitras, who hits the nice jump shot, my bad. And he gets the front re-roll. Here's Trey Burke. 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter. He finds Gary Harris. Gary Harris, does he hit that layup? He does. It's a 78-74 ball game for the Utah Jazz with about under 10 seconds left. What a quarter by Gary Harris. And the first game of his career. He's showing the critics how good he is, and he showing how he deserves to be a first-round pick. And it's a 78-74 ball game. The Utah Jazz have the lead, and hopefully to maintain the lead going into the fourth quarter. Now with about 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, the Utah Jazz are down by 5, an inbound pass to DeAndre Jordan, but he turns it over. Trey Burke throws it up to Corey Maggette. Open space, and Corey Maggette throws it down, and it's a 3-point ball game. And now the Clippers are only up by 3, 94-91. And here's Jamal Crawford, who hits the nice jump shot at the right elbow. And here's Gary Harris. Remember Gary Harris last quarter? But he finds Trey Burke. Don't forget about Trey Burke out of Michigan, and he hits the three. And here's Gary Harris. Another contested layup. He's having a very good game inside. Here's Gary Harris once again. Going back to the 3-point line. He's calling for a pick and roll. And he does. And he finds Rudy Gobert for an and one. And now it's all tied up at 100. Rudy Gobert with a nice dunk and a nice find by Gary Harris. But Rudy Gobert cannot hit his free throw, and then the Clippers hit a basket. So now it's a 102-100 ball game. A pick by Rudy Gobert for Gary Harris. He finds Chris Bosh. He finds Gary Harris for three. With the shot clock running down, he does not get it. But Gobert with the rebound. He finds Gary Harris, and he doesn't get it. But Chris Bosh that misses the layup. That's 3 chances the Utah Jazz had to tie the game. Now it's 104-100. The Jazz need a quick basket. You know whose ball they're going to put in whose hands. It's going to be Gary Harris. But he finds Derek Favors. Gary Harris from mid-range. It's no good. Chris Bosh with the rebound. No good. But Derek Favors grabs the rebound, and it is good. And now it's a 104-102 ball game. Now the Jazz need to foul right away. And hopefully whoever they foul, which is DeAndre Jordan, makes 1 out of the 2 free throws. But in this case, he makes them both. And then the Jazz turn it over, and that looks like it's going to be it for the game 1 of the season. And Yeah, they have really no chance with point 0.3 seconds, and it's deflected. And the Utah Jazz lose 108 to 102 in the Staples Center for the first game of the year. There was a lot of surprise in this game. Not that many people expected Gary Harris to go off. And this is the box score. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys in the next video.